So, welcome on in, everybody, for the last episode of the main story of Silent Hill 2 OG. Because we will be doing the Born from Wish after we're done here. But anyways, hope your week's been going well. And hopefully I can help you finish off your Friday and send you off into the weekend well. Anyways, so today we are heading across Toluca Lake, the Lake of the Gods, on our way to the hotel that lies on the northern end of it, which was in Paleville, I believe, which is the area where Harry was hanging out during his part of the story. I didn't watch the Townfall trailer, Woombi, to be 100% honest. Yeah, I don't really watch trailers a lot of the times, to be frank. Even the new Control Resident trailer, I didn't watch it. I'm just gonna wait until we can play it live and not be spoiled on anything. But before we get going, I want to check something real quick. Now that we're standing out here on the docks. Remember that letter we took a look at the very beginning of the game that we got? It's blank now. There's nothing written on the stationery. But this is Mary's letter that drew him into town, wasn't it? Yeah, it's mostly because when it comes to, especially with the Remedyverse, if I get any little tidbit of information, I will snowball out and I will predict the entire story literally from a scrap. I'm just weird like that, so I prefer to stay away as much as I can. I watched the initial one just because, but that's gonna be the extent of it. Being a Kingdom Hearts fan too long taught me that lesson, where you spoil the entire game without having to play it. Alright. Let's cross the lake. Okay, let's spin around until we see that light in the distance. Where are you? There we are. That's where we're going. So I don't know anything about this, so I'm asking legitimately, is it easier to row when you're going backwards than going forwards? Because I presume if you do it backwards, it means you're pulling from your back, versus you're doing forward, you're, like, going from your arms and shoulders. I don't know. I know that, for anyone who doesn't want some Townfall stuff, I know Max Darrett played it yesterday, I think, or watched it yesterday? Something. He was doing something live regarding Townfall, so go check out his channel if you want to see some stuff on it. But, like, just in terms of the muscle groups you're using, I'd presume if you're rowing backwards, you're pulling mostly in your back muscles versus a different set of muscles, which you might be weaker at if you're going forward. Yeah, like me, my back is definitely stronger than my chest for Rouge. So this might be a lot easier. This is a very long rowing session. We kind of just have to trust that the star brings us to a beautiful place. Okay, let me get my notes pulled up. You were installing computer monitors and cables for 9 hours? Jeez, Game Vault. Honestly, it's just a day. Nothing special. Nothing too crazy. The Lakefront Hotel. Not to be confused with the Ocean View, because it's just a lake. This place hasn't changed at all in 3 years. Apparently it's based upon the Overlook from The Shining, not the one from the movie adaptation, but one from that Stephen King actually stayed in. I do need to read The Shining at some point. Legitimately. Like, I've seen the film, love it, but the book is way, way better. There's a fountain in the shape of a bird. No water's coming out of it right now. Yeah, my sister's a huge Stephen King fanatic. So, she's like, no. The movie's good. The book is way 10 times better. Which is usually the case. No, Zachary. This is not the HD collection. This is the enhanced edition. It's the PC version. So we got a bird and a fish. The Little Mermaid music box. Time for some fairy tales, people. Now, there is one really cool... I think there's a reference to a fairy tale that's not that well known, which we will get to later. When we get to the music box puzzle. Anyways, music box with a figure from a fairy tale of the Little Mermaid attached, found in the garden fountain. But yeah, it's the reason why I'm having my sister go through the Remedyverse right now with me, because she is such a Stephen King fan. She's picking up on the stuff that I missed because I don't read him very much. I think I've read like 2 of his books. Waiting for you in room 312. I do have Salem's Lot Game Vault. I've gotten maybe a third of the way through it, but I put it aside for other stuff. Room 312, that's the room Mary and I stayed in. Are you there? Or maybe. You got a hotel map for guests. It's a guest map. Okay. Okay, let's take stock of all of our equipment, because legitimately, as the last area, we're not going to worry too much about our ammo. We got 137 shotgun shells, 338 handguns. So we're going to be using the pistol quite a bit here. Hello there. A fish key. A key with a fish-shaped keychain. It was on top of the restaurant table. Don't know. Anyone have any thoughts on why it's a fish?
Did I scare you?
Hi, Laura.
Yeah, you did.
You're here to find Mary, aren't you, James? Well, have you?
No. Is that why you're here too?
She's here, isn't she? If you know where she is, tell me. I'm tired of walking.
I wish I knew.
But she said it in her letter.
What letter?
Wanna read it? But don't tell Rachel, okay?
Who's Rachel?
She was our nurse. I took it from her locker.
My dearest Laura, I'm leaving this letter with Rachel to give to you after I'm gone. I'm far away now, in a quiet, beautiful place. Please forgive me for not saying goodbye before I left. Be well, Laura. Don't be too hard on the sisters. And Laura, about James. I know you hate him because you think he isn't nice to me, but please give him a chance. It's true, he may be a little surly sometimes, and he doesn't laugh much, but underneath, he's really a sweet person. Laura, I love you like my very own daughter. If things had worked out differently, I was hoping to adopt you. Happy 8th birthday, Laura. You're my friend forever. It's just sad, because Laura, of course, in the childish mindset, misinterprets I'm in a beautiful place with I'm somewhere physically on Earth in a beautiful place, versus she's saying it's like I'll be in heaven at that point, but...
Laura, how old are you?
I turned 8 last week.
So, Mary couldn't have died 3 years ago. Could she really be here? Is this the quiet, beautiful place she was talking about?
Me and Mary talked a lot about Silent Hill. She even showed me all her pictures. She really wanted to come back. That's why I'm here. Maybe you'll get it if you see the other letter. The one, Mary. Huh? I must have dropped it.
Laura!
I gotta find it.
Laura!
Yeah, no, it's less to do about Laura thinking Silent Hill's a better place, but more just the children in general when you're trying to explain death to them. It's easy to take liberties on what you tell them, but also what they understand. A drawing done by Laura. A cat? Okay. So let's work our way through left to right, or right to left. Oh my god, it's literally an abstract. It's literally another abstract daddy just running around. And another one. Move forward and kick it. Kick it, kick it, kick it, kick it. It's discount abstract. Yeah, it drops a lot quicker. Boom, reload, and let's pop on our pipe. Push the button, but nothing happens. Yes, this one is definitely smaller. Mr. James Sunderland, the videotape you forgot here is being kept in the office on the first floor. Well, thank you. Key to room 312. The key to the room where Mary and I stayed. Yeah, I always hated when it started referring to him by name. Like, we had the one section in Neely's bar where it flat out called him out, saying he might be going to a different place than Mary. Because at the end of the day, it makes it feel like someone's watching you. When the nature of the hallucination turns into... Not hallucination, but the nature of this place starts calling you out directly. Not much, Draco. we just got inside here? Okay, we're gonna take this one floor at a time and do our sweep. Don't you love how there's no door on the map and yet there's still a door here? Oh, hello there. Oh, don't hit me. And kick. There's a door on the map. It is gone now. Very, very true. Ooh, hello there. Whoever the janitor here is stocking up for World War III. Jeez. It's Ozzy. Dude. It's at the point where I legitimately would not be jump scared if Audie showed up in any game I'm playing. You just be like, oh, yeah, hey, what's up? It just makes sense, you know what I mean? Whoa. Camera, what are you doing? Okay. So we're good there. Now let's head on in. I think we can head downstairs real quick. But there's really nothing to do down here except get some ammo. Come on, you got it. There we go. Oh god. I don't like that sound. Dude, the audio design's more creepy than anything, too. Oh, at least this one's got... It's facing the other direction, so we're good. Yeah, I agree with you, Wimpy. Like, the whole time loop theory, like, I disagree with it entirely. Because at the end of the day, what the premise of the time loop theory is that James's time here is intended to force him into a specific outcome. So it's like, okay, so we're not going to let you leave until you get the message. That's not the point of the story, though. The point of the story is an exploration of how you deal with it. And each of the endings is a different variation on how you deal with guilt. So by saying all those are wrong and you have to do it a certain way, it just kills the purpose. It's not as introspective. Venus Tears. Honestly, the title just makes it seem more like poetry than anything else, where it doesn't mean much other than the idea of love tears, because Venus, Aphrodite, love. So it just draws it's just like more of a thematic thing rather than a literal thing. Got a can of paint thinner. It's just like, I've looked at the so-called evidence for it, and frankly, it's not evidence. I see zero evidence to support it. Other than tinfoil theories, that is more... Bloober decided to take liberties with a story and added other things in, but again, you can't do anything based upon a reinterpretation of the story. You can only judge it off the original. Hello there. So it's one of those points of logic where it says, well, you can't disprove it, but the inability to disprove a thing does not prove a thing at the same time. Ding ding. Ring ring. There's a bell here, but even if I ring it, I don't think anyone will come. You can still try to ring it, come on. You learned about that in class recently? Yeah. Like, trying to prove a negative isn't very helpful. The suitcase is locked. The fish key opens up the room to the briefcase. For some reason, no idea. I may make an edited video regarding that topic, Trailblazer, because I honestly feel that Silent Hill 2 is simultaneously the best and the worst thing to happen to the franchise. Because every other game after Silent Hill 4 basically tries to recreate it, and it kind of stagnated the plotline. And there's a lot going on in this in the story than just, hey, you enter a town and it's snap therapy. Well, I would argue it's not really intended to be a snap therapy where, oh, you have to deal with your stuff. No, it's just an incidental nature of it because your nightmares are literally being projected onto reality. So therefore, you succumb to the nightmare or you deal with the nightmare. One of the two. Now, does the little therapy session kind of come with it? Yeah. But the town doesn't have any intended outcome because it's not really thinking of you in that way. It's just kind of a thing that shows up. Like when you go out into the rain, does a storm cloud want you to get wet, or you just get wet? You just get wet. It's not going out of its way to try to get you wet. There's a book open on the top of the desk. It looks like a medical book. I've already read enough medical books. None of them ever did any good. That's real right there, though. If you've ever dealt with someone who's been sick on anything, whether it be serious or minimal, you're gonna, especially with the age of the internet, geez, we just research the hell out of everything. Trying to find any crackpot theory that might deal with it. No, what is Pirate Gamer? I'm curious what you're referring to. Oh, we got another one. Yeah, when I go eventually write the script for a Silent Hill 2, I will be talking about that. Shit. That's my bad. Get out of here. Ah, get off my head. I do not appreciate you grabbing me like that. Yeah, that's not a twist. That we that's one of the first things we learn in the story is that she passed away. Vinegar. Yes, I cannot disprove that the rain is a deity trying to mess with me, but I don't know. Like spending too much time with H.P. Lovecraft gets you into the headspace where the universe really doesn't give a shit about you. You're too small and insignificant for it to care about. The idea that the universe is always out to get us or whatever, it's just... Yeah, I don't know. I must be very important if the universe cares enough about me that much. It's funny because I would argue that if you were to sum up Lovecraft in a single word, it would be deophobic. It'd be the fear of God, the fear of anything you can't quantify or rationalize. That's Lovecraft in a nutshell. Okay, what do we got here? Employee elevator key. Nice. You said that before in the Royal playthrough? I don't even recall when I was playing P5, to be 100% honest. What was the context I was mentioning it? Photos are scattered all over the bed. What is this? Part of the photo has been colored over the marker. So, I'm trying to remember what my thoughts were about why we have all these pictures. Because if you look on some of those Polaroids, it looks like there's a picture of Eddie. It looks like there's a picture of Mary sitting there. There's a picture of James. Like, I wish I could point to it and you guys can see what I'm pointing at. But the one on the left in the middle looks like Mary. The one immediately to its right. And then it looks like Eddie. To the one top to the right of that looks like Laura. The one on the bottom right. So someone has been taking photographs of us. I'm not sure, like, that's a good comment, EMD. I'm not sure if the Order is currently operating in town. We don't know, to be 100% honest. At this point, the sect that, I think it's the Holy Mother Goddess sect, because there's three different sects of the Order. I think they're following Claudia Wolf at this point in time. But we don't know how, timeline-wise, when this occurs between the events of Silent Hill 1 and Silent Hill 3, so I can't really say much. Okay, let's go ahead and get this open. So we can go ahead and use the paint thinner to remove the markers. Help. And that is randomized, by the way. It's not always help, but very apropos. Like, I would presume that they're still in town, but I can't point to anything they're doing during the 17-year gap between 1 and 3. Okay, so next up is we have the Cinderella box. Okay, so we got... I don't think this is supposed to be anything specific within each of these stories. But it's just... I think it's just fairy tales in general is the theme here. Because this one's about humility, Little Mermaid. Honestly, her in the Hans Christian, or the original story, It's kind of messed up because she ends up, one, losing her legs, but also she doesn't get the prince. He goes off with someone else, and she becomes a air spirit. And the whole idea is she had to spend 300 years as a spirit before she'd be allowed into heaven. Or something along those lines, if I remember correctly. Kassen, go ahead and elaborate on that. I'm curious to hear what the rationale is behind that. Okay. So that's 2 of them. Let's see where else we can go. We can go up the staircase here, up to the 3rd floor. Sorry if I'm running a little bit slowly. If I was speed running this, I'd be rushing through. But I kind of just want to look around, take our time, chat a bit. Oh. Well, can't go up to the 3rd floor.
James.
Well, we can't go up there. Sorry, she's stuck on the 3rd floor. It is true. She Vinegar. She does become the sea foam, but one of the aspects is that it's kind of the promise that she can ascend, but certain conditions have to be made. And yes, Marma, that was Mary. That one gets me every time too, to be honest. Okay, let's head over here. Because I think we can go into the elevator now. It's a mimic! Kill it! Yes, get rid of it. Hello, the health drink. Perfect. Oh, this puzzle. I love this. Weight allowance, 1 person. Apparently there's more than 1 person in here. Shelf is empty. Looks like I can store my stuff here. Put items on the shelf. You literally have to put everything in your inventory. All of your health. All of your weapons. We have to go in naked. Which honestly kind of reminds me of the myth of Inanna descending into the underworld. Because that was one thing, is every circle she went through, she had to remove an article of clothing until she was laid bare for the same reason. Okay. Now we can go down. Well, Ishtar, I think, is a derivation of Inanna. I'd have to check my taxonomy. Because certain myths did evolve out of one another, and I think there is an overlap between Ishtar and Inanna. One being older than the other. Alright. I think the doggy wants to go outside. Sammy? Do you want to go outside? Okay, 1 second, guys. There you go. There you go, boy. There's a good doggo. Should you play the remake or the original? Andre, what I would say is play the original, then play the remake. Definitely, the original is great. You can still find it. Like, I'm playing the enhanced edition, which I got online. I haven't played the remake, so I can't comment on it, but if you're gonna go into it, I'd say play the remake first, and if you want to, or play the original first, then if you want to do the remake, feel free as well. Okay. But my understanding is that the remake is just this game with a lot of padding. Versus this, which is just mwah, chef's kiss. And of course, right next to an apple in the storage room, we get the Snow White music box. Makes perfect sense. There are tea bags and cookies here. They're all past their expiration days. Yes, we literally have rotten apples right next to Snow White. I'm not eating it. You eat it, Superstar. I mean, James already stuck his hand inside of a shitty toilet. You really think he's... I don't think he'd have problems eating a rotten apple after that. Oh yeah, I can't read the map because I don't have my flashlight right now. There we go. Nope, we're not gonna go down the stairs just yet into the basement. What do we got in here? Ooh, a videotape. And a can opener. You know what? I'll take it. That is gonna be the best weapon we have at this point in time. We'll just unscrew their heads. Okay, laundry room, manager's office. I think there's some stuff in the employee lounge, if I remember correctly. Yeah, okay. There's a schedule book here. The date is from 1 year ago. And it's not going to let me read it. Okay. Got some rifle shells, I'll take it. Actually, I think we come back here and there's another note, if I remember correctly. Okay. Alien endings are the canon ones. You know what? Sure, let's go with it. Okay, nope, we still gotta go around here. Why do I always miss that hallway? Because the shutters are closed, that's why I missed the hallway. Okay. I think that's it down here. Let's head back to the elevator. Come on. Are you gonna read it? Or maybe... Oh, that's right. We have to go down to the basement. I'm dumb. Yeah, don't worry about... Don't ever play the HD collection. It's horribly ported. It's horribly ported. Like, I just don't get why why they don't just make the original games available. It's like they intentionally don't make them available and then make a remake so that you have to go get the remake because you can't get the original anymore. Okay, guys, well, we officially have no weapons, so we're gonna run for it! Move! 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 I'll take the first aid kit. It's suspected they lost the source code and they worked on it from the unfinished code from Silent Hill HD Collection. I mean, then how did fan stuff like this end up getting made? It's almost like the fan base is more creative than the developer sometimes. And we got the bar key. Okay, let me get out of there. I do not want to be part of this. Oh, jeez. Can't you move, 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 move. I'm just going to bully my way right past you. Okay, health drink. Okay, we got a can with no label on it. Sure thing. That's why we got a can opener. Oh. There's light bulbs in the can. Sure, I'll take a light bulb. Now the question is, how did they seal those in there? That's a stupid question, because you can seal anything inside of a can. That's how you seal them. I'm dumb. Ignore me. The heck? Yeah. Nothing... It doesn't have to make logical sense, Vest. You're fine. There's a lamp on the counter, but there's no light bulb, so you can't turn it on. I try to use the bar key, but it's too dark to find the keyhole. Okay, has anyone else actually had a problem with getting a key in the lock when you can't see it? Because sometimes when I forget to leave my patio light on and I come home at night, like, I can just feel where my lock is with one hand and then put the key with the other. This shouldn't be a problem. You just finger it, find the hole, then slide your key right next to it. But that would ruin the ritual here, wouldn't it? Now we can see and get the key in. And we're right back to Venus Tears. And the reason I came down here earlier is because if you didn't, these guys would still be alive. And you'd have to try to avoid them. Okay, let's head up the stairs. And go get our stuff back. Oh, God! Oh, God! Go away! Go away! Okay, we're good. Remove everything. Okay. We're fine. You know what? Let's use a few shots. We got plenty of ammo. And the mannequins are now all of a sudden missing again, you jerks. You joiks. Draco, I don't think those things can hug me. I mean, they don't have arms. But then again, is it a requirement to use arms to hug someone? Philosophically speaking. Can you hug without arms? That thought's gonna keep me up at night. There's a rectangular indentation. There's a plate in front of the indentation, and something is engraved on it. Even so, I still want to believe she was happy. This doesn't sound quite right. Is this the music box broken, or maybe... There's a rectangular indentation. There's a plate in front of the indentation, and something is engraved on it. 'Twas shameful greed did stain her shoes with blood. Okay, so that's going to be Cinderella on this side. Referring to when the evil stepsisters cut off her toes or cut off her heel to fit inside the glass slipper. Or it can be referencing the Little Mermaid who sacrificed her legs. But I think that's supposed to be Cinderella for sure. Beauty. Both a blessing and a curse, thou be. Okay, yeah. So that's definitely going to be Snow White. Shoot. No! Stop it! So here's a philosophical question. Is it a better game to have more content in it, or is it a better story to have exactly what you need and nothing more? Because I would argue adding more content in that situation would make it an inferior story. But that's just me. Because the pacing gets all thrown out of whack. Yeah, that does not sound right whatsoever. But here's the question. Because it is discordant, but we'll see. Even so, I still want to believe she was happy. Yeah, definitely Little Mermaid. That's kind of where I stand, Superstar Man, is what was added in, one, does it actively contradict the original? If yes, then don't like it. If no, okay, cool. Move on to the second question. Does it improve or detract from the story? If it improves, cool, I'm all for it. If it detracts, not for it. That's my very simple Turing test when it comes to remakes or adaptations. Yes. And I do know, Vest, I misuse the term Turing test. I do it all the time. It's from Android. I forgot what it was, but yeah. I know what you're referring to, and yes, I misuse it. Hotel Stairway. There's a music box here. So it's kind of hard to see when it spins around. Let me pull up my notes real quick, because we do have what these are supposed to be. Venus Tears, Music Box Puzzle, there we go. So the ones we have here is going to be Rapunzel, Thumbelina, and one that just has severed, it's like severed legs and red shoes. Which is why my personal opinion is the last one references the fairy tale of the red shoes. And that one most people are not familiar with, so let's just step away real quick, save, and we'll talk about the red shoes. Because depending on how you interpret it, it can be pretty relevant to James' story, in a certain sense. So if anyone hasn't seen the, I think there's a ballet produced in the 1920s, 1930s, named after that one as well. So essentially what was going on with that is there was this girl who... It has to do with vanity, where she would wear the red shoes because they were prettier than the black shoes she would normally have to wear to church. Eventually she was cursed that when she wore them, she would have to dance infinitely. So she would literally just, if she wanted to go in one direction, the shoes would force her to go in the opposite. If she wanted to go up, it forced her down. And she was just dance. Eventually she came across an executioner, and the way to get around it is she had him cut her feet off. Literally just sever her at the ankles to get the shoes off her feet. But what happened is her severed feet and the shoes would follow her everywhere she went. Legitimately. She would just be wandering away and they would just tap, 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 tap right behind her and just follow her. Yes, and they try to stop her from going to church for the same for that. Which, the point of the story within the context of the narrative is more about vanity and then finding your faith again, because she is ended up redeemed by the angel who banishes the shoes from following her. But if you interpret the shoes as that trauma from the past that follows you everywhere you go and will never leave you alone, you can kind of semi-make that fit into the story of this game, but that's if you kind of force it. Okay, what key we got? I completely forgot which key it was. Hotel stairwell, there we go. Alright, let's see where... I think that's the 3rd floor. Let's start heading upstairs. There we go. Oh, let's not go into room 3, 1, 2 just yet. Let's check all the other rooms. And there's nothing up here other than that, so let's head on in. There's a VCR here. Looks like I'll be able to use it.
Are you taping again? Come on. I don't know why, but I just love it here. It's so peaceful. You know what I heard? This whole area used to be a sacred place. I think I can see why. It's too bad we have to leave. Please promise you'll take me again, James.
Yep, James is even more depressed now. But let's just vibe to this music. Yes, Kasen. That's why I'm trying not to say much about the story, because there are some people in chat who aren't familiar with the plot. Yes. James killed his wife.
Mary.
So there you are, James. Did you get the letter? Did you find Mary? If not, let's get going already, okay?
Laura.
He has to reject her. He can't accept her anymore, or Laura anymore.
Mary's gone. She's dead.
Liar, that's a lie!
No, that's not true.
She died because she was sick?
No, I killed her.
You killer! Why'd you do it? I hate you! I want her back! Give her back to me! I knew it! You didn't care about her! I hate you, James! I hate you! I hate you! I hate you! She was always waiting for you. Why? Why?
I'm sorry. The Mary you know isn't here.
Talking to himself.
Laura, I'm sorry.
Where are you? I'm waiting. I'm waiting for you. Please come to me. Do you hate me? Is that why you won't come? James,
That voice!
James. Please hurry. Are you lost? I'm here. I'm waiting nearby, James.
Liar!
Please. I want to see you, James.
Be gone.
Can't you hear me? James. Please, James.
And it forces us to just walk away from it.
James.
That's weird. He gets transparent there for a second. And now the entire hotel is absolutely ruined. And one could argue that this is how the hotel always looks. It's just when James entered here, he saw it as he remembered it back when they first visited here. What do you mean, why is she on the radio? Yes, the glamour is completely gone. Now, what I love about that exchange between him and Laura is everything she is saying, starting from the beginning, oh, she's alive, she's here, to, oh, well, she died because of she was sick, and it's just the slow rationalization. That's been James, that's what he's been telling himself the entire game, too. In an abstract sense, he has been that childlike Laura the entire game. But he has to reject that part and come to face reality, finally. In the entire game, what's been the driving motivation other than trying to find Laura? It's chasing Laura. Or sorry, rather than trying to find Mary, it's chasing Laura. You get into the apartments, find Laura, chase her. You see her outside of the hospital, you chase her in, you chase her around there. As you leave, you see her running away, you chase her again. And it's just like he's constantly trying to drive himself back into that mental state, which he can never go back to. The note that was the doctor's note, where he got the wrench, flat out told him, hey dude, it's only going to get darker from here. Are you sure you want to keep going? Because he can technically just stop, turn away, and remain that blissful, ignorant child forever. I mean, there was one ending I saw in the remake that I did appreciate. Granted, I think it kind of overlaps with the Maria ending a little bit, but there's one where he gets access to White Claudia, aka PTV, and kind of just starts going on a giant he starts tripping drugs, and he enters a fantasy land. Now that's good, I like it. But it also overlaps with the whole idea behind the Maria ending, so it's kind of telling the same story in two different ways. No, so Jojo, like I'm not one who goes along with the hypothesis that all of the figures that he comes across are completely fictional, and they're all just aspects of they're all hallucinations. I fully am on the point that Angela, Eddie, and Laura are real people, but they also represent other aspects of what he's dealing with. Almost like they're a communion of souls, and they were all brought together for this experience. Maria, on the other hand, definitely is a hallucination. She is a projection. But then you get to the point where people start debating and getting pedantic about, oh, are these real people? Oh, are they fake people? And frankly, it doesn't really matter. I believe most of them are real people, but you can interpret a story on multiple layers. And trying to say yes or no on certain things, it really doesn't matter at the end of the day. You still feel what you feel. I like that idea too, Pirate, that they were brought to town together at the same time specifically because their stories overlapped with one another. I do like that take as well. I press the switch, but nothing happens. There's nothing in the envelope. So, right after we killed Eddie, the letter that brought him here lost all of its writing, and now that we realize the truth, the envelope disappears. Vinegar, there are some people who pass the hypothesis that aspects of Mary's soul kind of fused with the projection of Maria a little bit. I'm not sure if I buy into it, but I have heard that hypothesis. But I have heard it expressed, yeah. No, Eddie ran away. No, I said after, because that's what triggers the changes in the game. Is after you kill Eddie, the writing on the letter disappears. After you watch the videotape, the letter itself disappears. We got the Book of the Crimson Ceremony. Speak, I am the Crimson One. The lies and the mist are not they, but I. You all know that I am one. Yes, and the one is I. Believers, hearken to me, 20 score men and 7,000 beasts. Heed my words and speaketh them to all, that they shall ever be obeyed even under the light of the proud and merciless sun. I shall bring down bitter vengeance upon thee, and thou shalt suffer my eternal wrath. The beauty of the withering flower and the last struggles of the dying man, they are my blessings. thou shalt ever call upon me, and all that is me in the place that is silent. O proud fragrance of life, which flies towards the heart, O cup, which brims with the whitest of wine, it is in thee that all begins. So we have the Book of Lost Memories, and we're talking about the white anointing oil and the black obsidian goblet. And again, this is supposed to represent masculine, feminine. We have the womb and the semen. We're literally creating and synthesizing a life. And through the Book of the Crimson Ceremony and the Book of Lost Memories, we learn how to perform the ritual now. Yes, no. Laura's real. Laura's a real person that was in the hospital. Yeah, that's not a thing. She was a real person that was at the hospital with Mary. She knew her. All that's accurate.
Mary's going to die? You must be joking.
I'm very sorry.
But you're a doctor. It's your job to heal people. How can you just let her die?
Please, calm down. As her doctor, I promise I'll do what I can. But there's still no effective treatment for her condition.
How long does she have?
I'm afraid I'm not sure. 3 years at most. Perhaps 6 months. It's impossible to say with certainty.
Mm-hmm. 3 years. In his head, she died when she got sick. But she did not physically die 3 years ago. And that's also teased with the lore reveal in the letter, where Mary wishes her a happy 8th birthday, and she literally just had her 8th birthday. As soon as James killed her, he drove to Silent Hill. But he rationalized in his head, oh no, well, she actually died 3 years ago. And I'm trying to find that woman again. Because the woman that I've been living with, that I've been nursing and trying to stand by for the last 3 years, she's not my wife. That's just somebody else. That's how his brain is, in his delusional mind, is rationalizing it. So here's a question. Would we consider this a nightmare hotel? Or would we consider the first version a fictional, glamoured hotel, and this is reality, where it's not really the nightmare, this is just how it really is. Because it's been abandoned for so long. I kind of like the idea that this is not the nightmare, this is just is what it is. Yeah. I like the idea that it was a glamour for the first look, in which case we really only have 2 nightmare sections, one in the hospital and one in the prison. Okay, and we circled right around, so let's head back down the stairs. After all, reality is the nightmare, isn't it? Okay, am I crazy? Oh, that's right. I forgot about this section. Okay, give me a second. Oh, and now we're over here. And now we're back over here. Teleporting doorways. Okay, now we're on the opposite side. Hotel Inception. Yeah, pretty much. Okay, so that teleported us back over here. Now I'm just gonna open all the doors only because I like seeing them on the map that all the doors are opened. Or at least examined, I should say. At the end of the day, Eddie, Angela, Laura, and James are all having their own individual subjective experience. Think of it like an altered reality game where they walk into the town. They're all experiencing the same town, but they're seeing it in very different ways. Laura's the only one that sees it as perfectly normal because she doesn't have the same nightmares as an adult does. So she just sees the town as it is. Remember, the whole point is that they bring their nightmares with them, and it stains the place. Okay, are you going to examine that? There we go. Yes, Pirate Gamer. So I'll get to it once we finish up this one of the scenes that's coming up. And we're officially in the flooding. Oh crap! Hi there. Go away. The waters of the unconscious are finally bubbling up. Okay, so we want the room off to the right. And we're back in the Venus. The bar of Venus Tears. Now, I don't know if it's this sound effect or another one, but I know one of the audio cues is intended to mimic, like a respirator. Oh, 100% vinegar. There are definitely things that should be tortured for. Now, I'm reading through Crime and Punishment right now, which very much inspired the writers on this. Like, it's just plain as... it's plain as day. But there's a section in Chapter 2 when the main character, Raskolnikov, ends up in the bar, and he's talking to a guy who... The guy basically is just an alcoholic, and he... Okay, if you're a little squeamish, turn away from here. But he married a gal who's a very wealthy... Or she came from wealth, but he couldn't offer that to her, so he basically took his own biological daughter, and the inference is the stepmother allowed her to prostitute herself, and they took the money so she could live lavishly, and then the father took that money too so he can feed into his alcoholism. And the whole point of the conversation while they're at the bar was essentially that I should be condemned for my actions. The entire world, they all understand the position I'm in, but no one condemns me for it. The guy flat out acknowledges he should be taken to the noose. But society does not do that. So I agree, yes, we should feel tortured for stuff. But how we resolve that self-torture is a whole different story. Yeah, and you get health drinks from where the alcohol is stored. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because, like, you do want to come at it with a degree of empathy, but also people make poor decisions. Eddie, at the end of the day, rather than torturing himself to the point where he came to terms with it, he fully embraced it. He's like, you know what? Yes, that is exactly what I need to do from now on forward. If anyone annoys me or looks down at me, you just kill them. Yes, that is the proper way to rationalize it. No. But there's also a point in time when you torture yourself past the point where you learn the lesson. Okay, let's just run past these guys. Because I do not want to waste any more ammo. Looks like she strung up her daddy and castrated him. If you look at the painting on the wall.
Mama! Mama, I was looking for you. Now you're the only one left. Maybe then I can rest. Mama, why are you running away? You're not my mama. It's you. Oh, I'm sorry.
Angela, no.
Thank you for saving me. But I wish you hadn't. Even Mama said it. I deserved what happened.
No, Angela. That's wrong.
No. Don't pity me. I'm not worth it. Or maybe you think you can save me. Will you love me? Take care of me? Heal all my pain? That's what I thought. James, give me back that knife.
No. I won't.
Saving it for yourself?
Me? No. I'd never kill myself. It's hot as hell in here.
You see it too. For me, it's always like this.
And here we see the opposite end of the situation. So if Pyramid Head represents the executioner there to punish us, Eddie is what happens when you decide, I don't need punishment because I did nothing wrong. I should just, like, there's nothing wrong with what I did. So you can banish Pyramid Head in that sense. And then Angela's the opposite, where she can never forgive herself or rationalize and come to terms with the murder she carried out. So she succumbs to the Pyramid Head, metaphorically speaking. There's technically 3 choices in this scenario. Do you determine you do not need to be punished? Do you punish yourself to the point where you kill yourself, whether that be psychologically or literally? Or is there a middle ground to this whole scenario? And if we're going back to Crime and Punishment, that's the whole thing with the drunk in the bar. Is he's never going to punish himself. But he acknowledges that the world should punish him, but they never do, so he's just going to keep on doing it. He's essentially the Eddie. That's a little bit more cognizant of his situation. For Angela, unfortunately, her comments about asking if James will save her, it doesn't work that way. You can't rely on someone else. It has to be a battle within your own head. If you can't save yourself, then you're essentially just codependent, and the second that crutch is gone, you collapse. Yes, it's break. I am on a big take from Dostoevsky, for sure. Yeah, and she just accepted that she can't do it on her own, so she fell under the great knife, so to speak. And this really gets to the heart of the point of the story, is when you're struggling with guilt, we can even extend that to trauma in some way. What do? Do you end up like Eddie, or do you end up like Angela, or do you find a third way? And that's what the endings represent, too. But I'll talk about that when I do my full video. 100% lemonade. Yeah, if you can't learn how to stand on your own, you'll never be able to stand on again. I wouldn't say I directly know someone, but tangentially am aware of an individual who was heavily into drugs, was in and out of state prison all the time. He met a gal and immediately turned his entire life around. Got clean, never had any issues. She literally made him a better person in every sense of the word. And then she got cancer and passed away. And within 6 months, he was back in state prison. Because he never learned how to walk on his own. And that's the alternative side of Angela's story, where she understands upright, like, yeah, I can't do this on my own, so I'm just going to give up. He used his, the girl he met to become codependent, and the second he lost that, it didn't work anymore. God, I love these twisted angles. Ah. More games need to do this, where you just mess with the camera angles. It's really off-putting. Oh, shite. Let's just run now. I don't know, guys. Should I save right now? I don't know if I should save. I mean, maybe if the world had some context clues. The game gave me kind of a hint that I should probably save. Who knows? Alright, I'm gonna do a quick bio break real quick, and then we'll head through the rusty doors. Be right back. And we are back. Let's do this. Okay, let's check, take stock. We got 411 bullets, 167 shotgun shells, 48. Hold on, let me move this real quick. 48 rifle rounds, 10 ampoules, 20 health first aid kits, and 28 health potions. So, legitimately, we only have one more fight, so... Oh, no. I lied. Not one, two. I think we'll survive. The game hits you pretty hard sometimes. Yeah. I have an armory. Dude, I am the armory, Flarouche. I don't carry an armory, I am the armory. Oh, she's alive again.
Leave us both the hell alone!
And she's dead again. That didn't last long. But he keeps trying to kill the fake version of his wife. The one he concocted in his head that doesn't align with reality. The
I was
incongruent
weak. That's why I needed you. Needed someone to punish me for my sins. But that's all over now. I know the truth. Now it's time to end this.
Damn, his voice acting changed right there. Run! Shit, run! Ow! Run! Alright, let's go ahead and pop one of you. And of course there's 2 pyramid heads. One for each of the lives he's taken. One is his punishment he needs for killing Mary, the other one's for killing Eddie. Because the second one only ever appeared after he killed Eddie. Alright. Let's go to town. Run! And of course, we're always going to reload the pause menu so we do not waste time. Shit! Ow. Just run right between them. Ah, let's not run right between them. Okay, let's pop one of my ampoules. We're good. Run! Run! Wait, hold on. I gotta reload. Let's stop when we get to 36 rounds. Okay. Reload. Okay, we got 4 more shots before I'm gonna switch to the shotgun. Shit! I'm cornered! Literally. Okay. Ow! Jerk. Okay, 36, good enough. Let's swap over now. Please don't poke me with that little pokey thing. I don't like being poked. Dick. Okay, let's pop you. Pop a reload, and we're good. I mean, if I was trying to do this without taking damage, it's actually pretty easy. You just run, do one shot, but that'll take forever. Why would I take that much time when we have so much health? I'm gonna get stabbed here. Oh, no. Got away with that one. 160 rounds, we're good. I can keep going until we're down to like 100 rounds. I'm gonna get poked here. I'll accept the damage. Oh. Almost got away with it. And this is why I generally just use melee most of the time, so that when you get here, you don't have to struggle with it. Because nothing sucks more than having to do melee when in this fight. Oh, shoot. I got stuck reloading. Oh my god, move. Back up. Run! Be free! And of course we got the seal right there on the ground. I think it's the seal of Metatron. Oh, shoot! I should have run a little bit further. I think there's 2 of them there as well. Which, if you think about it, if we have 2 seals of Metatron on the ground where we're fighting 2 pyramid heads and they're supposed to be like a banishing sigil, who drew them there? And they're done. I guess he determined he doesn't need to be punished anymore. Or at least he's put those thoughts to bed for now. Well, that's what you do, Drago. You T-pose to assert dominance. 100%. Pyramid Head won't move anymore. It looks like he's holding something. A rust-colored egg. He won't move anymore, but it looks like it's holding something. A scarlet egg. It's about the size of a quail's egg. It's about the size of a quail's egg. Unfortunately, I cannot teabag these guys to assert more dominance than T-posing. He doesn't have that ability. But I could, like, back up into him and, like, I don't know. That's kind of the opposite of T-posing. It's the other side, but whatever. Moving on with life. So all I gotta do is T-pose harder. So we got the rust-colored egg on the left. And the scarlet egg on the right. So now here is the final question. Which door do we go through? The pretty egg on the right, representing Maria and the fantasy he has of his wife, or the degraded, half-dead, rusty egg on the left, which represents his actual wife, Mary. Reality that's ugly, or a fantasy that's beautiful? Yep, we're going with the reality. They both lead to the same place. Geographically speaking, that is. The door behind us. Yeah, EMD, exactly. Let's just get the fuck out of here. I'm not going for it anymore. And now we're back in a pretty looking place.
Mary?
What do you want, James?
I brought you some flowers.
Flowers? I don't want any damn flowers. Just go home already.
Mary, what are you saying?
Look, I'm disgusting. I don't deserve flowers. Between the disease and the drugs. You look like a monster. Well, what are you looking at? Get the hell out of here! Leave me alone already! I'm no use to anyone. I'll be dead soon anyway. Maybe today, maybe tomorrow. It'd be easier if they'd just kill me. But I guess the hospital is making a nice profit off me. They want to keep me alive. Are you still here? I told you to go. Are you deaf? Don't come back. James, wait. Please don't go. Stay with me. Don't leave me alone. I didn't mean what I said. Please, James. Tell me I'll be okay. Tell me I'm not going to die. Help me.
Man, this is what he dealt with for 3 years. They both dealt with, I should say. And according to the monster designer, it's that scene right there which explains why he keeps seeing the monsters here have lips all over it. Like flesh lips, that mouth was intended by the monster designer to be the verbal abuse that he received. Yeah, Vest, he dealt with that back and forth for 3 years. He just couldn't handle it anymore. So we're left here to try to rationalize ourselves. Why did he do it? Did he do it because he genuinely believed that he was putting her out of her misery and doing something good for her? Or did he do it because he didn't want to deal with it anymore? As someone who has a chronic illness and was bedridden for years ago, I know exactly what she went through. Yeah. I mean, little personal thing on my end. When my mother was 12, she was somewhere between 11 and 13, she became paralyzed due to an illness, and she was stuck in hospital bed for 4 months. So yeah, it's a thing. It's a thing. Because it's definitely, you can correct me since you've had experience with it, Marama. I have not had personal experience, so forgive me if I say anything incorrect here. But it's that 50-50 feeling where you want the comfort of your loved ones to be around, but you also don't want them to be around because you know it affects them negatively. So it's just that back and forth in your head. I'd imagine it's kind of like a seesaw. You're constantly flipping back and forth between the two. The pain also makes you irrational, and there's a lot of self-loathing, and it gets projected out to others. Yeah. Let's leave the water behind. We're done exploring that mucky stuff at the bottom. Exactly, Lemonade. And the emotional whiplash, I couldn't imagine having to go through it for 3 years. Thankfully, I've never had to deal with it, but I do have a family friend who has gone through something basically identical to this. Except for the ending, of course. But those thoughts come up. Those thoughts do come up. And you hate yourself for having them.
James.
Maria, I'm finished with you.
What? But I'm what she wanted. Mary's dead. Don't you understand? She's not coming back. But I can be yours. I'll be here for you forever. I'll never hurt you like she did. So why don't you want me?
Because you're not Mary.
'Cause I chose the
Without
rusty
Mary,
egg.
I just can't go on.
Oh, James. Come on, James. You must be joking.
Okay, now let's run. Run away! Run away! No, none of the moths, none of the moths, none of the moths. I'm gonna literally just get her stuck there. What the heck is that? Well, that's what Maria actually is. Ow, 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 get off, get off, get off. Oh my gosh, I'm legitimately just stuck there right now. Jojo, so long story short, my friend's husband did eventually pass away. Naturally. Oh, I just shot the window. And I just missed entirely. James, you need to go to the range. You're a horrible shot. Oh, God, no! No, 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 no! No tentacles here. Oh my god, get off, 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 get off. Let me just get a few shots in, because I haven't been getting any damage in. Let me go! I am not into that. Shite. Run. Oh, come on. Reload, reload. There we go. Nice. Oh my god, James, stop. No, no ample. Get the reload in. And again, this enemy very much is similar to Flesh Lips in the sense that she's in that box, which, if you remember back at the Historical Society, was the image of the quote-unquote condemned / prisoners behind the pyramid figure in the artwork.
James. James. James.
And now we have to make the conscious choice.
James. James. James.
To put her to rest entirely. You can't use the knife movie. That's not a weapon you can actually equip.
Mary, you look so peaceful. Forgive me for waking you. But without you, I just can't go on. I can't live without you, Mary. This town, Silent Hill. The old gods haven't left this place. and they still grant power to those who venerate them. Power to defy even death. Ah, Barry.
And there's the church on the island in the middle of Toluca Lake. The Lake of the Gods. So yeah, I chose to go with the rebirth ending for this, because it had more to do with the Silent Hill mythology than the other endings. Let's see if I can skip through. There we go. There we go, that's a little easier to talk over. So yeah, I think the remake did confirm eventually that, yes, Mary's corpse was in the back of the car the entire time. And so he learned the ritual of rebirth from the crimson notepad we just got, the obsidian chalice, and the white chrism. So literally, he performed the ritual where he's taking the metaphorical semen and the metaphorical womb and creating a brand new life between the two, which then rebirths Mary. But we never find out if he was ever successful or if what he brought back worked. James brought back the dark presence. Yeah, no shite. Exactly it. So, like, that's one of the endings. That's only for New Game Plus. And we will go with the normal stuff when we play the remake, only because we won't have access to the other endings, the New Game Plus endings. Most likely we'll get the Leave one, because that's what I generally get to on my first playthrough. But the implication we see there is a methodology of resurrection. Now, some have suggested that that ritual was used on Walter Sullivan and Alessa Gillespie. That the reason why she never died is they did something similar to make sure she was bound to her body, and then Walter Sullivan did kill himself, but it was later his spirit was resurrected, so it's possible. I've heard those hypotheses out there. Not sure. But canonically speaking, we do know James went missing after this incident. And the reason why is because, oh gosh, Douglas Cartland, the private detective. This is kind of like getting into Silent Hill 3 territory, but Douglas Cartland was actually hired to go to Silent Hill on a missing persons case. A man just disappeared there a few years back. So we know most likely Frank Sunderland, James's father from Silent Hill 4, probably hired Douglas to go look for his lost son and daughter-in-law, Mary. Now, what happened specifically, we don't know. That's why a lot of people say that the in-water ending is probably canon, just because he went missing. But I've also heard some hypotheses that after he attempted the rebirth, the ceremony of rebirth in this one, that he could have been picked up by the Order. But again, there's no proof of any of this stuff, and frankly, trying to determine canon, I think, takes away from the point of the story, which is how to properly deal with guilt. Oh no, Jojo. Silent Hill 2 is definitely connected to it. They reference this incident kinda sorta, again, because there's a character in 3 that's a PI, and it's very heavily implied was hired specifically to look for James and Mary after they went missing. Because no one knew that he killed her. Because the same day he killed her, he'd put her body to the back of the car and drove into Silent Hill. So as far as anyone knows, they're just missing. And then we see his father in Silent Hill 4 as the superintendent at the apartment complex. There is even a hypothesis, again, this is spoiler territory, but there's a hypothesis that the individual who, working for the Order, that performed the murder at the beginning of 3 might have been James, but again, there's no evidence to support that. It's just a thought I've heard people mention. But like I think most of the fan base is kind of under the conclusion that In Water is probably the closest thing to being canon, only because he stayed missing. Unless it didn't happen and he just went somewhere and never went back home. He just couldn't go back home. That's also a possibility. Yeah, Silent Hill 3 even references Silent Hill 4. I need to we're going to be replaying Silent Hill 3 at some point as soon as I figure out how to play Silent Hill 3 again. That's going to be the next big thing on my end, is figuring that out. But the only thing we do know is James never went back home. And frankly, I think trying to argue which is the canon ending just... It kind of... It kills the purpose. It kills the point, in my opinion. Because every one of us, when we're dealing with something like this, we all have those different endings at some point in our lives. The In Water ending is if he chooses to become Angela. Maria is if he chooses to just stay into the fantasy world of his head. Laura is if he reconnects with that inner child. The dog ending is if you really don't give a fuck. The UFO ending is if you're tripping drugs. UFO ending is the true ending every time. So yeah, so what's going on next is I'm almost done writing my Max Payne 1 video. Death Rally's already in the editing process right now. I may continue and get all my notes done for Max Payne 2 and then start working on writing this. The Silent Hill 2, but I need to finish Crime and Punishment. I'm only like halfway through the book. As soon as I finish, I'll probably start working on writing this script. And there's some other things I'm working on. Yes, I replayed Max Payne 1, taking notes the whole way. Which actually, question, I've never played that on the channel. Would you guys be interested? Because project I'm working on is a full start to finish retrospective of the Remedyverse, starting with Death Rally and moving our way forward. Would you guys be interested in just playing through all the games with me? Just starting with Max Payne 2, then we'll watch the Bright Falls miniseries, and then work our way through the whole thing. I know I've already played most of them live on the channel before. Quantum Break, Alan Wake 1, 2, and Control, but I've never played the Max Payne games. Mostly because they're hard to get working on Steam. At least the first game is really hard to get working on Steam, but I finally got all of the mods equipped so I can play it properly without it breaking. Yes, Break, I immediately skipped Death Rally, because trust me, you guys don't want to watch me play Death Rally, because you'll be watching me playing the very first race on repeat and never being able to beat it, because I cannot play that game for the life of me. I have never beaten the first race. And I don't know why. I'm just horrible at the game. Oh, trust me, Vinegar. Once you guys see this, we may have that video up next week. We may have that video sometime next week uploaded, my full analysis of Death Rally and the lore of it and the analysis. You guys might enjoy some of the things I found. Break knows some of it. I was talking to him while I was working on the research for it. But you guys may be pleasantly surprised in all the stuff I uncovered in that game. No, more than the origin of Tom. I mean, like, the literary inspiration behind the game. And stuff of that nature, wink wink. The mythology behind it. And how it connects into the Remedyverse as a whole. I think I cracked the code. But, anyways. So how I always looked at least the first two games. Let's just ignore the rest of the Silent Hill series right now. Let's just look at the first two games. Now, we know this town has always been a soft spot between reality and unreality. And only those who were particularly had psychic inclinations or through use of ritual substances like White Claudia and things of that nature, you'll be able to perceive the unreality aspect of it. But the events of surrounding Alessa's life is what really kind of just punched a hole straight through it. And as a result, the land is now stained where you don't even need to be psychic. You don't even need the drugs to pull this off, to have this experience. Just coming here is enough. So the first game is about what caused the town to break itself. Because remember, when James first came here with Mary, it was a normal town. They were able to come here, have vacation, they loved it, they left. There's nothing going on, really. It's only after the incident with Alessa where things started going bad. But the second game is more to showcase the lingering after effects of what happened in Silent Hill 1. As a result of what happened here, therefore, this is what happens to anyone that comes around. Now, 3 is kind of a conclusion. It sums up Silent Hill 1's plot. 4 is talking about another sect of the Order and the things they get involved in. And from there, that's the last of what I would consider the canonical games. But I do intend to go through all of them, even the bad ones, just to see what we can glean from it. Yeah, I'm kind of with that, Woombi, is that the town has always had like a very high spiritual power. It's just most people can't perceive it, and it wasn't actively intruding upon reality. Like, you could perceive it if you were someone like Alessa, or if you were under the influence of White Claudia, but that's really it. But because of what they did to her, and her pain and torment, and her essentially trying to force the nightmare to override reality, she kind of half succeeded. And this is the result. So, Silent Hill 1, cause, Silent Hill 2, effect, Silent Hill 3, conclusion. And then it starts moving into other plot lines. But anyways, guys, that's probably gonna be it for today. I think we're going to be done with Silent Hill 2. So next up, I know what I wanted to do for the next stream, but my Elgato randomly stopped working, so I'm going to need to try to either find a replacement or get it working. I don't know what happened, but I'll figure it out, because this one will be off a console, so I'll need to get the capture card working again. But in terms of this one, we are good. Thank you all for hanging out. Actually, no. I take that back. We still have one more stream in Silent Hill 2. What am I talking about? We have Born from a Dream. We still need to play as Maria going through the Baldwin Manor. I'm stupid. I apologize. We still have more game. Save data clear. Now we have game results for 3. Yeah, because that was just the main scenario, letter from Silent Heaven. This is Born from a Wish. Completely different story. It's technically is set before the beginning of the game. So yes, we will do that next. Ignore me, I completely forgot, even though I mentioned it at the start of this stream. Because I know a lot of people don't even know about this, even those who have been playing it for a long time. So, we'll do that next time. Take it easy, guys, and I will see you then.